what a U.S. prosecutor calls the biggest military computer hack in all time.
British hacker accused of breaking into Pentagon and NASA systems.
I appeal to Obama and to Gordon Brown. Do they want the first computer hacker ever to be extradited?
I was in search of suppressed technology, referred to as UFO technology. I think it's the biggest kept secret in the world.
A lone Scottish hacker sitting in a North London flat managed to breach the most secure military networks on Earth. His target wasn't money or power, but UFOs and hidden energy technology. This is the unbelievable story of Gary McKinnon, the man accused of pulling off the biggest military hack in history, the beginning of a digital obsession. Gary McKinnon was born in February 1966 in Glasgow, Scotland. From a young age, he was captivated by machines and how they worked. When he received an Atari 400 computer at the age of 14, something clicked. While most teenagers were playing games, Gary was decoding how computers communicated, how systems could be manipulated, and what secrets lay hidden behind firewalls. By his late 30s, he had become a self-taught systems administrator. But Gary's curiosity wasn't about fame or money. It was about truth. In his own words, he wanted to uncover evidence of free energy suppression and a cover-up of UFO technology. What started as an obsession with alien research would soon spiral into one of the most notorious cybercrime cases in history: the hack that shook the Pentagon. Between February 2001 and March 2002, using the online alias Solo, McKinnon allegedly hacked into 97 US military and NASA computers from the comfort of his girlfriend's aunt's home in London. According to US prosecutors, he accessed systems belonging to the Army, Navy, Air Force, Department of Defense, and even NASA. His intrusion wasn't a one-time accident. It was a 13-month digital break-in that exposed weaknesses in some of the most secure networks in the world. The US government claimed he deleted important files, including critical operating data from the Army's military district of Washington, which shut down nearly 2,000 computers for 24 hours. Another alleged target was the Earl Naval Weapons Station, where he supposedly deleted weapon logs after the 9/11 attacks, crippling operations for over 300 systems and disrupting naval munitions supply lines for the US Atlantic Fleet. He even left behind a digital message that read, "Your security is crap," and another one that said, "US foreign policy is akin to government-sponsored terrorism. I am Solo. I will continue to disrupt at the highest levels." To the US military, this wasn't a prank. It was a full-scale cyber assault. Officials at the Pentagon called it a very serious and deliberate attack. Investigators said the cost of repairing and tracking the damage exceeded $700,000 inside the mind of the hacker. When questioned, McKinnon didn't deny accessing the systems, but his explanation stunned investigators. He claimed he wasn't out to harm anyone. He was searching for evidence of UFOs and secret technologies. He said he had seen folders titled Non-Terrestrial Officers and Fleet-to-Fleet Transfers. To him, these hinted at the existence of secret space programs. He also claimed to have viewed a photograph of a cigar-shaped object hovering above Earth, which he believed was an extraterrestrial craft. In an interview with the BBC's Click programme, McKinnon explained how he had accessed NASA's Building 8, where images were allegedly cleaned to remove evidence of unidentified spacecraft. He said he compared raw originals with processed images and saw proof that something not man-made existed. Unfortunately, just as he was about to capture one of these images, his remote connection froze. McKinnon's story captured the imagination of UFO believers worldwide. But for the US government, his motives didn't matter. They viewed it as one of the gravest cybersecurity breaches in modern history: the arrest and the legal storm. On March 19, 2002, McKinnon's quiet life came crashing down. British police, acting on a request from the US, questioned him. Later that year, a federal grand jury in Virginia indicted him on 7 counts of computer-related crimes, each carrying up to 10 years in prison. For years, McKinnon lived in legal limbo. He wasn't imprisoned, but was placed under strict bail conditions. He had to sign in at a police station daily and stay home each night. What followed was a decade-long battle between the United States and the United Kingdom, a clash of law, politics, and human rights, the fight against extradition. The US sought his extradition under the Extradition Act 2003, which allowed transfers without presenting contestable evidence. If sent to America, McKinnon could have faced up to 70 years in prison. He even expressed fears that he might be sent to Guantanamo Bay. McKinnon's lawyers argued that the potential punishment was disproportionate and that his mental health would not survive the ordeal. At the time, he had been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome and severe depression. His appeal reached the House of Lords in June 2008, where his defense claimed that the plea deal offered by the US was coercive, 37 to 46 months if he cooperated, or 8 to 10 years per count if he fought. But the law lords rejected the argument, saying that differences between legal systems couldn't override the extradition treaty. Even so, his legal team continued to fight. The European Court of Human Rights temporarily blocked the extradition, and in 2009, the High Court allowed a judicial review. But again, McKinnon lost. Behind the scenes, Prime Minister Gordon Brown tried to negotiate a deal for McKinnon to serve any potential sentence in the UK. The US government refused. Support from the public and celebrities. The case ignited massive public sympathy. Many in Britain saw McKinnon not as a criminal, but as a victim of an overreaching extradition system. More than 80 British MPs signed a motion urging that any sentence be served in the UK. Celebrities from across the music and film world sting: David Gilmour, Peter Gabriel, Chrissie Hynde, Bob Geldof, Julie Christie, Graham Nash, The Proclaimers, and Stephen Fry publicly supported him. David Gilmour even released a song titled "Chicago Changed the World" in 2009, featuring Bob Geldof and Chrissie Hynde to raise awareness of McKinnon's case. The song was inspired by Graham Nash's Chicago and produced by longtime Pink Floyd collaborator Chris Thomas. Meanwhile, McKinnon's mother, Janice Sharp, became one of his strongest advocates. She even ran as an independent candidate in Blackburn's 2010 general election, challenging Jack Straw, the former Foreign Secretary responsible for the extradition treaty, the turning point. By 2010, McKinnon's mental health had deteriorated significantly. Psychiatrist Dr. Jeremy Turk testified that extraditing him could lead to suicide. Then, in October 2012, a major decision changed everything. Theresa May, the UK Home Secretary at the time, blocked his extradition. Standing before Parliament, she declared, "Mr. McKinnon is accused of serious crimes, but there is also no doubt that he is seriously ill. His extradition would give rise to such a high risk of him ending his life that it would be incompatible with his human rights." She referred the case to Keir Starmer, the Director of Public Prosecutions, to decide whether he should face trial in Britain. But 2 months later, Starmer and Mark Rowley of the Metropolitan Police announced that no UK prosecution would proceed, citing evidential difficulties and the high likelihood of acquittal. For McKinnon, after a decade of uncertainty, it was over. While American officials saw him as a criminal who caused real operational damage, many in the UK saw him as a symbol of curiosity, punished too harshly. Even President Barack Obama and Prime Minister David Cameron publicly discussed his case in a 2010 joint press conference, acknowledging the need for a fair and appropriate solution. The man behind the screen. Today, Gary McKinnon lives quietly in the UK. He has never denied accessing the systems, but he maintains that his goal was discovery, not destruction. His fascination with the Disclosure Project, a 2001 initiative claiming to expose government secrets about UFOs, fueled his actions. He didn't use viruses or teams of coders, just curiosity, persistence, and a computer from a London flat. And with that, he managed to breach the Pentagon itself. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Was he a cybercriminal or a digital whistleblower ahead of his time?